Hey, Friendo, Steve here.
And Larson.
Welcome back to the Friendo Clubs. And on this episode, we're going to be reacting to Dave Meltzer. Oh, man. Dave Meltzer is what?
What is this thing you've been doing? Welcome back to the Friendo Clubs. It's one club, man. One Friendo Club.
Because I've got ambitions, man. I want to start licensing out the Friendo Club name. So I'm trying to manifest all the different Friendo Clubs out there. So for a very, very reasonable licensing fee, 5 zeros on the check, you too can have your own Friendo Club, and then it will be Friendo Clubs.
All right.
Anyways, today we're talking about...
I spoke too hastily there. I was not aware of your vision.
Oh, man, hey, listen, man, get in line. I will lead you to the promised land, Larson. I've been telling you that since 2010.
I know better than that, but in this case, you might be onto something.
All right, here we go. AEW Grand Slam, the show that's not a pay-per-view with a really tiny ring. Dave Meltzer dropped his star ratings. Golly, it's been like a week, like a really long week.
Yeah, it's been just almost exactly a week since the show happened.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and he's just getting around to these star ratings, unlike ours, which are hot and fresh.
Actually, we did do star ratings for this one.
Oh, damn. We didn't even do them for this one, dude. What? We're slipping. All right. We have, I don't know how many matches on the card. Five matches. And I edited his recaps. I added the stuff that might be beneficial to you. I got you set up, man, because you're in the hot seat today. So the way we do these reactions is one of us, depending on the show, doesn't know, the other person does, and then the other person is going to try to guess.
I have
based
no clue.
Based off of Dave's description here. So AEW Grand Slam. Here we go. This is what Dave said about the show. The show ended up being a 2-hour show on TNT that aired after the finish of the slam dunk contest. Somebody should try and recruit Mac McClung since he's not going to make it in the NBA, but has a good look and jumping ability that would translate huge to pro wrestling.
Do you think Dave watched the dunk contest?
Evidently, man. Evidently.
Wow.
He likes Mac McClung's look and leaping abilities. All right, man. Let's go ahead and dive into it. First match, Will Ospreay and Kenny Omega defeated Konosuke Takeshita and Kyle Fletcher. Will Ospreay got a big reaction, but Kenny Omega got the big est of the night. Pretty much a super match with great crowd reactions. It was hard-hitting and big moves with giant reactions. Giant reactions. Ospreay and Fletcher were just awesome working a series of moves with each other. They would do multiple reverse spots where you didn't know how they would end. Don Callis interfered. The only thing that wasn't great was an Omega Poison Rana spot that Takeshita didn't go over for. Not sure what happened since Takeshita has taken this move many times in AEW. Omega just continued on offense, even though the announcers tried to cover saying Takeshita has the counter. Actually, that would have been real clever to just sell it that way because Omega continuing on offense made it seem like a messed up spot. From there, it was back to being excellent. The finish was a combination one-winged angel and hidden blade off the top rope onto Takeshita, and Omega pinned him. This was easily the best tag match of the year so far.
Wow.
Larson, is it possible that he just gave you too much editorializing?
Yeah, because I was like, oh, he'll give this 4.5, maybe 4 3/4. But saying the best tag match of the year so far, the competition.
Easily. The best
easily, which leads me to believe it's got to be at least, at minimum, 4 3/4, if not much higher than that. He loves Ospreay. He loves Takeshita. He loves Kenny.
Does.
I think he likes Fletcher a lot.
Oh, yeah.
Gosh, I don't know. 5 seems too high, though. It was a really good match. I don't know if it was best tag match of the year. I'm trying to get our star ratings up. Friendo Club star ratings. I don't even know whether tag matches would be in contention for best tag match of the year.
It's only February. It's only February. There's not a lot to choose from. So, when he says easily, that's
I guess it's all relative, huh?
Yeah.
Let's see. Well, he gave Fraxium and No Quarter Catch Crew 4 3/4. So this has to be above that. I'm gonna say he gave it 5 stars.
He gave Axiom and versus. Wait, he gave what? What did he say? Fraxium
and No Quarter Catch Crew. He gave that 4 3/4.
Okay.
He gave this 5 stars. 5 stars.
That's where you want to go?
Yeah, sure.
That's what your answer is.
Yes, it is, Steve.
You don't want to change it?
No, don't try. That's my thing. Don't try this on me.
You want to make it a little bit smaller?
I'm going to go with 5 stars.
You're on the board.
Trying to trick me.
All right, man. Dave was actually given quite a bit of, well, I spoke too soon. Here we go. Next up, Mercedes Moné versus Harley Cameron. Moné did a great job of carrying the match. The result was expected. I didn't expect there much of a chance Cameron would win. She should have. It would have given something to the local fans they didn't expect and would have been the best thing for Moné because it would give her a program with someone who, after beating her, would be way over. Big picture, Moné should have demanded losing. And while it is too early for Cameron because of the venue, the reaction would have catapulted her into being a player, and they won't get that in North America. Au contraire, Harley Cameron's popular everywhere.
Yeah.
So, but I actually see Dave's point here, and I kind of agree with it. Let's see here. They went a few minutes, and Cameron brought up the puppet for a big pop. Moné stomped on the puppet. They badly need to market the Moné puppet. The crowd got behind Cameron big in this match. Moné used a powerbomb and a Meteora off the top rope. Cameron did a 619 and missed a flip off the top rope, and Moné won with the moneymaker. That move never looks good, and her old finish is so much better.
Not a fan of the Moné maker, huh?
I don't think many people are. It's not a good move.
I like the idea of it.
Yeah. I think she
right.
should have multiple finishers, and that could be one of them.
Oh, goodness. So it seemed like most of his editorializing was regarding the creative, whether Harley should have won or not necessarily the quality of the match. The only thing we got there was that, in his estimation, Mercedes carried Harley to, again, I don't know, good match, decent match, great match.
Yeah, I mean, he talks about Harley being over, but, you know, it's kind of it.
Given the lack of editorializing on the match quality, I'm guessing he thought it was kind of middle of the road. So I'm going to say he gave it 2 3/4, even though the match was way better than that.
He gave it better than that. He gave it 3.5 stars.
Oh, good. I'm happy he gave it 3.5 stars.
Good.
It was a really good match.
All right, let's get back on this. Next up, Brisbane Street Fight. Death Riders versus Cope and Jay White. Jay Cope. He says this in the write-up prior to the star rating section. I don't think the Moxley over Copeland via choke finish was the right thing for the Brisbane Street Fight. The obvious old school with the world champion in a tag match against his pay-per-view challenger is for Copeland to pin Moxley. That's the reason you put the world champion in a tag match. The modern mentality where the fans don't care about the reality or old school logic and think all top booking is your turn, my turn, as opposed to building momentum for challengers to dominate before the title match, that yes, you would do that finish because now people think Copeland will win the title because why else will he be booked to lose? So that's modern booking that they do a lot in Japan these days. Moving on to the actual recap. The crowd sang Copeland's song and loud and continued to sing it after it stopped playing. You could see Copeland was really touched by this, and a lot of people talked about that as a highlight of the show. Copeland jumped off the balcony with a dive onto Castagnoli. Copeland is 51 and just broke his leg jumping off a high place. The guy is fearless and is bound and determined to do more than he did when he was 30. Moxley used the bulldog choke on Copeland, and I don't think people expected that to be the finish. Yuta got the choke on White. Copeland passed out without submitting. Moxley kept the choke on after the match. That's all you get. Again, more about the booking.
Yeah, more about the booking. You know, 'cause I think we both had the same kind of questions about why the finish happened the way it did.
We want that old school logic back, Larson.
I mean, that's just, you know, we've been watching wrestling since the 90s. You know, that's kind of the creative pattern that we're used to.
Absolutely.
Again, not a whole lot of editorializing about the quality of the match itself.
You kind of got to just go with like what you saw in the match and apply Dave logic to that.
I mean, it wasn't obviously as good in Dave's estimation as the first tag match on the card, because then he would have called this the best tag match of the year. Didn't do that.
Okay. Well,
so it's going to be below 5 stars.
You got your ceiling there, yeah.
He questions the rationale of the finish. He gives the crowd credit for singing Cope's theme, so the crowd was into it. I'm going to say he went 3 3/4 stars, but
very close. He actually did give it 4 stars.
Yeah, I was almost close to going 4.
Yeah. All right, next up. The Rainmaker Kazuchika Okada retained his Continental title over Buddy Matthews. He says this. They said this was their first ever match, but they had a match in San Jose right after Matthews got cut by WWE. Matthews was doing everything, including a Terminator dive. Matthews became the first person in AEW to kick out of Rainmaker.
It's not true.
Commentary said it was true. He used a curb stomp and Murphy's Law, the term they used even though he's no longer a Murphy, on Okada for a near fall when Okada got his foot over the ropes. The crowd got really mad about the foot on the ropes, even though it was clearly there. Okada hit a DDT on the floor, but Matthews came back with a top rope superplex and jackhammer followed by the prism lock. Nigel McGuinness said it was an homage without mentioning Rhea Ripley's name. The place was going nuts at this point, but Okada used a low blow, which the ref couldn't see, and followed with Rainmaker. What did Dave Meltzer give this match?
He said the crowd was into it, which was accurate.
Said place was going nuts.
I thought this was better than the tag match that preceded it, honestly. He gave that 4 stars. So I'm going to say he went 4 1/4.
Man, that's what I would have gone too, but he just went 4 stars. Put this on the same level as that tag match. All right, man, let's finish strong here with Toni Storm versus Mariah May. The crowd was super into Storm. At one point, Storm did 6 straight German suplexes. Luther came out, May went for a superplex, but Storm powerbombed out of the corner and hit Storm 0, but May rolled out of the ring. May went for Storm 0, but Storm got the pin with a small package. Earlier in his write-up, he had said this. Ending the show with Storm's title win over Mariah May was the right way to do it, and they worked what I'd call a Paul Heyman-style laid-out match where you just do your big moves and kickouts over and over, although in this case, it was a clean finish with Storm winning via inside cradle, the move she used to win during the build-up when she was playing rookie Toni Storm. I know that doesn't give you a whole lot more, but it was something.
It was something.
What rating did Dave Meltzer give
this match? Was really good.
It was really good.
Crowd was into it.
Mm-hmm. Heyman-style match. Maybe
I don't know if he likes the Heyman-style matches. I don't know. I don't know what he gave Brock Roman that year at WrestleMania, where they were just spamming the finisher button.
Yeah.
But this felt like there was more to it because it crescendoed to that point. It wasn't like opening bell rang and they started hitting their finishers. It built to that point. But again, not a whole lot to work with about his editorial lines about the quality match. I'm gonna say he gave it. The atmosphere was great. The match was really good. Finish made sense in the story. I'm gonna say he gave it 4 1/4.
Oh, damn, man, you're so close.
4 stars.
I don't know
again?
why I'm pulling for you. You're always a dick to me, but I am pulling for you. 4.5 stars.
Oh, that's great to hear. You gave it 4 1/2. That's awesome.
Let me double check. Yes, that is a 1 over a 2. Yes, correct. So, hey, you got 1 out of 5 matches.
That's pretty
It's a
typical
20%. You know.
But once again, great. 3 of them I was a 1/4 star off.
You know, being close only applies to like horseshoes and some other stuff that applies to. Anyways,
so I've heard.
Yeah. So yeah, you think Dave got it right in this situation?
Yeah,
with all these star ratings?
I think if we had done our star ratings, I think my ratings and his would have been pretty closely aligned, except for maybe the opening tag match. I didn't really feel like that was a 5-star match, but it was really good.
I probably would have gone 4.5 on that one.
Yeah, I was thinking 4.5.
It was too long.
It was very long. There was like a whole 3 minutes at the end that they cut.
Should have been less long. Anyways,
yeah.
That's going to do it for this episode of the Friendo Clubs Together. And until next time, we'll see you guys around.
Goodbye.